All right, so go ahead and grab yourself a yoga block. We're gonna have it on that middle height. And we're gonna find our shoulder blades kind of resting on the block. Now you might wanna move it once we get moving to see where it feels better, like you can get some extension in the upper back. So I usually try to take my arms up and kind of tap the very tips of the bottom of my shoulder blades on the block. If I can still kind of move my shoulder blades and they hit the block, then that's probably where I'm gonna go. So it feels like it's above my bra line. I'm gonna take the elbows in towards my face, and I wanna just make sure that my belly feels like it's fired up a little bit here. So I want this hammocking action in the low back. So try to have that pubic bone to belly button connection. Feel like that stays there, and then we're just gonna draw a line with the elbows up the ceiling and try to take it back towards the wall behind us without making this arch happen in the low back, right? So the low back is still gonna do that hammock, and then you're gonna bring yourself back up. So my head is heavy in the hands, and as I go up and back, I wanna feel like I'm getting a little bit of some back bend to the upper back. Now, the ribs are gonna wanna flare a little bit apart, which is fine. That's kind of the natural movement of the rib cage. But I wanna try to minimize it a little bit so it doesn't feel like the low back is doing any arching and flaring those bottom ribs. So just remember to keep that low belly engaged. We're just taking those elbows up and back towards the ceiling behind us. And then bringing those elbows back to point towards your knees. Maybe just 3 more like this with the elbows close to your face. So we've got those elbows kind of tightened towards the face. Here's 3. Big inhales back, 2. One more. Good, now just bring yourself back upright and take the elbows wide. Same thing, but really think of those elbows going to the sides of the room and try and find a little bit of this chest stretch. Same movement, up and down, letting the torso drape over the block, feeling that low belly engagement, minimizing the movement in the low back, and just making this about the upper back. Maybe 3 more like this. Taking the inhale, exhale up. And if you feel like you're stuck and not moving very much, then maybe you move that block a little bit down or up. But it should feel like you're resting the shoulder blades on the block as you go back. Let's go, 1 more. And exhale up. Good. Now just go ahead and roll onto your left side. Take that block, and I want it to be right at the crease of your armpit. The top edge of the block is going to match up with the crease of the armpit, and then the bottom half of that block is maybe hitting you somewhere on the upper ribs on the side of your body. And we're just going to do this slight little rocking side to side. So I want you to think of this flashlight on your sternum, tilting upright, and then maybe a little bit more forward ahead of you. Tilting up towards the ceiling, and then going more straight out to the side. Good, just a couple more rolling back and forth. You might find some tender spots along the way that maybe you want to hang out in for a breath. Good, 1 more pass. Through here. Good, and then let's just angle that block a little up, have it cross over the webbing of the chest, so that armpit web is going to rest on the block, and now it should feel like the block is hitting you somewhere on the upper arm bone and right around the upper part of that pec muscle, so you're on your chest. And just give me 1 more big breath here. And let's do the other side. So now you're going to that right armpit. The top edge of the block is going to be right at the crease. The left or the bottom part of the block is going to be more on the ribs. And again, I'm just taking my sternum, pointing it forward, and then angling it slightly up. Pointing it forward, and then angling slightly up and back. So just give me a few more like this. And again, if you find a spot along the way that you want to hang out in, go ahead. Here's 2 more passes here. Last one, and then we'll just angle that block slightly up towards the left corner of your mat, and you'll let your chest rest on the block. So now I've kind of got that block right on that armpit webbing here that connects the arm and the chest to the rib cage together. Part of the block is touching my upper arm bone, part of the block is touching my upper pecs or ribs. And just give me one more big inhale, exhale. Good. Go ahead and come off that block. And we'll just set that off to the side. Go ahead and roll all the way onto your back. And let's start with a little bit of abdominal work here. So first, just bringing those legs up into tabletop. And we're gonna take the legs into like a figure 8 kind of pattern. So you can have your legs in a 3/4 bend. If you can get them to go more straight, go ahead. But I want you to keep your arms pressed down by your side, nice long neck. You're gonna lower your legs down in the center. We're gonna take them to the right, make kind of a circle as you bring them back up to the middle, and then they're gonna dive back down in the center, go to the left, come back up and around to the center. So make them kind of small at first, right? We're just gonna warm up the belly. And again, you can always bend your knees a little bit here if you need to, but I want you to get this action of going out to the side of the body and then bring it back into the center line. So we're going down, out, up and in, down in the center, out, up and in. So the figure 8 is going from side to side. Let's go for 4. Try to rotate your legs a little bit. I want you to feel those obliques have to work here as you move outside the plane of the body. Here's 3. Here's 2. 1. All the way through the other side. Okay, so we're gonna try to reverse this circle. You're gonna now bring it in towards your body, drop it out to the side, down away from you, back to the midline, bring it in towards your face. Take it out to the side, down away from you, back into the middle and up. So I'm going to the left, taking my legs up, out, down, and in the center. Then out to the right, down away from me, back into center, and pull it up. Let's see if we can get maybe just 4 more like that. Just trying to work this core in like a 3D effect. So I want you to really feel like you're cinching everything in and just supporting the movement of the legs. Give me 2 more like this. There's 2. Last round. 1. And 1. Good job. Bring those knees into your chest. Hands are going to come behind your head. Pick your head and shoulders up. We're going to diamond out the legs. I want you to press the bottoms of your feet together so you feel like the soles of your feet are making some contact, and you should feel those inner thighs light up. Now I want you to take the outer edges of your feet down towards the floor and bring them back in. So just starting here with the head and shoulders lifted, the head is supported by the hands, and we're just dropping the legs from the hips. So the shape of the leg stays the same, but try to keep that consistent pressure in between the feet. I know it's easy to let it go, but try to keep the outer pinky side of the foot pressing together. All right, now we're gonna try to tap those knees to the elbows. So bring them in, peel the hips up a little bit, and back down. Come in, peel up, and down. So I'm lifting my shoulders and my hips to make that contact. Let's go for 7, 6, 5, 4, press those feet together, 3, 2, 1. Good job, bring those knees in. All right, we're gonna take the right arm and you're gonna cross it over the left. So we've got this 90-degree bend. We're just taking the right elbow on top. Hands can either press together or the tops of the hands can press together. And now we're gonna take the left leg and cross it over the right. Now you can hook the toes or just have them cross completely. And then from here, we're gonna tap the toes towards the floor. And then you're gonna pick them up, pick your head and shoulders up and tap your knee and elbows together. I want you to see if you can maybe even take your fingertips overhead to tap and then pick it all up and bring it all in. So I'm slowly tapping toes and fingertips and then coming back in. And I'm gonna do all of this while trying to maintain some contact with my ribs on the floor. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, squeeze those legs together, 2, 1. We're gonna switch it. Left arm's on top, right leg's on top. Send it back to tap, pick it up. Tap, pick it up. Keep those ribs down. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Grab to the back of the thighs. Let's get a couple of rock and rolls on the spine. So you're just gonna tuck your tail, roll back, and roll yourself up. Try not to miss that low back. See if you can make some low back contact as you do that roll. 2 more. Last one. Okay, so from here, we're just gonna have the hands support us out to the side, and then we're gonna pick up the knees. So we're gonna pick your knees up into this 90-degree bend, and we're just gonna tilt them to the left and the right. So you've got your hands behind you, try to lift your chest, tuck that tail underneath you, and we're just moving the knees from side to side. Okay, now we're gonna start to add a little bit of leg straightening. So as the knees come to the left, give them a kick straight, bend them, take them over to the right, straight, bend them. Now you can stay on both hands, or if you want to try to alternate, you're going to take knees to the left, pick up the right arm, bend them, place the right hand back down, knee to the right, left arm comes up. So you can add this arm extension, or you can keep both hands on the floor. Okay, we got 3 more on each side. Here's 3, 2, 1. Stay over here on the right. So we're on the right side, left hand is up. I'm gonna drop my right leg to tap the floor, pick it back up to tap the left leg. Tap the floor, pick it back up. Right leg only is moving, down, up. Let's go for 7, 6, 5. You need to bend your knees, you can. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knees in, take it over to the left. Right hand's gonna come up, legs are gonna straighten. Left leg taps, pick it up. Tap, pick it up. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job, bring it back to center. Take those legs out in a wide V. Point the toes up to the ceiling. You can have the hands come behind you to find that stretch to the inner thighs, or you can maybe start to walk the hands in front and feel like that whole pelvis is tilting forward here. Sit bones are moving back. Take maybe just one more big breath here. Good, so now we're just gonna sit up tall. You're gonna take your arms out wide like a T, and I wanna feel like I've got this kind of imaginary rod going down the center of my spine, and I'm just gonna rotate to the left, staying in that center line, back to center, and all the way to the right. I'm gonna keep those heels planted, and I'm just moving from the waistline here. Now we can start to pick up the pace a little bit, and move those ribs. I'm gonna use my exhale with every turn and twist to try to draw those ribs together. Let's just go for 3, 2, 1. Good, take those arms up on that inhale. We're gonna turn the whole body towards that left leg. You can take that right arm, drop it down, and it's like you're gonna reach forward and saw off that pinky toe. Keep the left arm up by your ear, plant that right sit bone, and then come back up and rotate center. I'm gonna rotate the body to the right, drop the left hand, reach it towards my pinky toe, right arm stays by my ear, left sit bone on the floor, and then come back up, arm up by the ear, center. Couple more like that. So rotate to the left, drop the right arm to shoulder height, reach for that pinky toe, come back up, bring the right arm up, center, rotate to the right, left arm drops down, shoulder height, reach to saw off that pinky toe, center, arms up. All right, last round. To the left, right arm drops, reach for that pinky toe, back up, arms up, center, rotate right, left arm down, reach to saw off that pinky toe, back up, center, both arms down. One last stretch here, walking those hands forward or behind you, wherever you feel that stretch. Good. And then go ahead and just bring those ankles together and cross them as you roll over to hands and knees. Now have your weights somewhere close by the front of the mat for when we start moving. We're gonna push the palms on the floor and cat and cow a couple times here. Just moving that spine. I want you to try to make sure that you're not just working the low back, but that you feel the upper back. Get a little stretch here. Try to really draw that pubic bone deeply towards your belly button. And move those shoulder blades apart. One more, inhale, lengthening. And exhale, rounding. All right, from here, we're gonna just step our feet back into plank. All right, I wanna just take right knee, left elbow, back to center. Left knee, right elbow, back to center. So we're just crisscrossing back and forth. You can start to pick up the pace a little bit. Draw the belly in, look forward, get your heart reaching forward. Feel like you're dragging your hands back towards your toes, and we're just alternating side to side. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Center, bend the knees, send your hips back over your heels, back over the wrists. Back and forth. Try to keep those shins parallel to the ground. Stay low. And feel like you've got the whole hand planted on the mat. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it back. Here's our little pulses of the shins over the mat, real low. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Send the hips up and back, pedal the feet. Drop one heel. Switch it, drop the other heel. And then this time I want you to drop your left heel, bend your right knee, and let that right knee swivel across towards the left. So your right hip is going to drop a little bit. And then we're going to switch it. Drop your right heel, bend your left knee, and let the left knee come over towards the right. So now my left hip is dropping down a little bit. Give me one more back and forth. Left knee straightens, right knee bends. Right leg straightens, left knee bends. All right, right leg's gonna go up and back. Just give it that long reach all the way to the back of the room. Press your hands forward. Try to lower that left heel. Give me one more big inhale. Exhale, shift forward. Tap that right elbow with the right knee. Holding. Just give me one more big breath here. Good. Step that right foot between the hands. Lower that left knee. Let the hips fall forward. Okay, so from here, if you need your block, you can always put your block under your hand for just a little more height if it's hard for you to keep that left hand on the floor. But now I'm going to take my right hand and my knee and start to rotate towards that right thigh. Now, if you can, you're going to take that right arm up towards the ceiling. And again, if you don't need the block, then you don't need the block. But it's just a good little assist here. Good. Keep that arm reaching. You're going to circle it forward towards your ear. Turn your chest towards the ground. Draw that right arm back. Your chest faces the floor, and we're going to straighten that right leg. Then I'm going to reach the right hand back. I'm just making a big circle with my arm, and I'm going to bend my knee as my hand comes back up to the ceiling. So my arm reaches forward, and I start to straighten my leg, turning my chest towards the ground. I take that arm all the way back, and then as I bring the hand up to the sky, I'm going to bend my right knee again. So just making this circle with the arms and just moving back and forth in the hips. I'm keeping all 5 toes on the floor. Good. Give me 2 more this direction. Last one. Good. Now we're going to reverse it. So as that right arm reaches back, I'm going to straighten my right leg, and then I'm going to turn my chest to the floor as I bring the arm forward, and I bend the knee, turning the chest towards the right, reaching back, straightening the leg, reaching forward, bending the knee. So this should start to feel like a pretty natural action. Bending, straightening the leg, big circle and rotation with the arms and ribs. Good. How about just 3 more? 3, 2, 1. Now I'm going to stay with this right leg straight. Flex that right foot so the toes pointed to the ceiling. Left hand on the floor or on the block, maybe just right under that shoulder. And then I'm going to turn my chest to the right and reach that right arm up. See if you can drop your right sit bone towards the floor. Keep the toes pointed up. Give me one more big inhale here. Exhale. Both hands down on either side of that right foot. And just pause here and see if you can bend your left knee and so your heel comes in towards your butt. And then maybe you can grab back with that left hand for that foot. If not, maybe you got a strap. Or maybe just having the knee and the foot down is enough stretch for the quad. One more big inhale. Good. Release the foot back. Let's step back plank. Good. Just pausing here. We're going to just do our left knee taps left elbow, right knee taps right elbow. Back and forth, side to side. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Send it all the way up and back, down dog. And we'll go to that left side. Left leg up and back. Really reach those toes back. Get long. Good, bring that left knee to hold with that left elbow. Pick it up, give it a squeeze. Step in between your hands, lower the right knee. Just keep both hands on either side of the foot. Let your hips fall. So again, you can use that block under the right hand if you have tighter hamstrings and hips. It just gives you a little more space to work in. All right, so here's where we're gonna have that left arm. It's gonna reach forward, up. Oh, sorry, actually we're gonna just turn towards that left leg first. Just take that left arm onto your thigh, rotate to the left, and then take the arm. Just give yourself a breath or two here. All right, so here's where I'm gonna take that left arm over my ear. I'm gonna start to straighten my left leg back, pointing the toes, reaching that left hand all the way back. And then as I bend my knee, my arm's coming up to the ceiling. Reaching it forward, straightening the leg as I drop the arm down, reach back, open the chest to the side, bend the knee. Good, so I am rotating in my rib cage, right? My face down, then I face to the side. Three more this direction. Good, last two. One more. Good, we're gonna reverse. So now I'm gonna take that left arm back, straighten the leg, reach it forward, bend the knee. Take it back, straighten, reach it forward, and bend. Good, let's go for 4. 3. 2. 1, we're gonna hold the left leg straight. You're gonna flex the right toes and bring that right hand a little more under your right shoulder. Turn your rib cage to the left, extend the arm. Can you drop that left butt cheek a little more towards the floor and turn your toes back up to the ceiling? Give me 2 breaths here. Get longer in your spine. Try to unkink your hose that you've got living in your spine. Last big breath. Good, both hands down on either side. Bend that left knee. Place your hands on the floor. Pick up the knees and step back to plank. All right, looking forward here. We're just gonna tap the knees to the floor, straighten back out. Tap, straighten. I'm gonna try to minimize the movement in my spine and make this happen for my hips and my knees. Here's 5, 4, draw that pubic bone towards your belly. 3, 2, 1, lower the knees, look forward. Here's those chaturanga push-ups on your knees. Elbows squeeze your ribs and press to straight. All the way down and up. Watch that your shoulders stay lifted away from the floor. Let's go for 4, 3, 2. We're gonna hold this low. Hold this last one low. Squeeze your elbows in. Take your chest forward. Roll your shoulders away from the ground. 3, 2, 1 to the floor. Good job. Pressing all 5 or all 10 toes on the ground. Reach those right hands, or those hands back, pinkies up, and then pick the head and chest up and reach those hands back towards your heels. Now I want you to try to get those hands up above your hips. Now can you take those arms, keep the hands lifted above the hips the best you can, pinkies up, turn the palms to the floor as they start to swim wide and come all the way towards your ears, and then turn the thumbs up towards the ceiling. Then take them back, palms face the floor, rotate thumbs to the floor and pinkies up at the back end. So I'm pressing into my feet to allow my pubic bone to be nice and heavy. And I'm just gonna get this little bit of arm rotation as I bring the arms forward and back. Try to keep those arms up in that plane. Try not to flip them back down towards the floor. So when they come back towards your hips, the pinkies are up. When they reach out by your ears, the thumbs are up. Draw the belly away from the floor. Try not to get too heavy in your belly button. Get heavier in your pubic bone. 3 more. Here's 2. Last one. Good, take those hands back, pinkies up, lift the legs, reach back. 3, 2, 1. Good job. Hands into those elbows, tuck the toes. Either push back to your knees or your toes, right back to child's pose and then down dog. Or just skip child's pose and go right into down dog. All right, right leg goes up and back. Really reach through the leg. Bend the right knee so that that heel comes to your butt. And I want you to make a little knee circle. You're gonna bring the right knee into your chest. Take it out to the side. Circle it back behind you. Bring it in, out, circle it back. Just 2 more in this direction. Good, and let's reverse it. So that's gonna go up, out, forward, down. Knee points behind you, wide, in, good. Yes. 2 more. 2. Last one. Good, keep that knee hugged in. Come forward into your plank, look forward. Go ahead and step in between the hands. Reach down for those hand weights. Come all the way up, crescent lunge. All right, so we've got those hand weights. We've got the knees. The right knee in front's pretty bent. The left knee in the back has a little micro bend just so we can keep the pelvis feeling upright. Shoulders are stacked over your hips. Now from here, I'm just gonna take those arms up, thumbs point to the ceiling, and we're gonna take the hands wide and then back in together. Wide, together. I'm just gonna hold the legs still for this first set. But even though they're still, there's a lot of work happening here, so I'm pulling that pubic bone up, lengthening my low back, and pressing my left heel back behind me. You should feel that left glute turn on. And then that right hip is wrapping into center, and the right thigh should be parallel-ish to the ground. Let's go for just a couple more here. All right, hands are gonna swing back as you extend that left leg to straight, and then they're gonna come all the way back forward. Pinkies up to the ceiling as I press the left leg straight, thumbs up as I bend. I'm just gonna move a little bit quicker here. Just trying to put a little stress and tension in the tissues of the legs. That should be what's doing most of this work here. And see if you can take the momentum out of your arms. Move them with control. Last 2. 1, hold yourself in this longer position. Arms are gonna come down and hang in front of your shoulders. Move them wide, back together. Wide, together. So I'm still holding, but now I've got that left leg straight, that right thigh is pretty bent, or that knee is bent, and that thigh is parallel to the ground. Let's go for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're gonna turn, so come back upright. Turn yourself to the side, warrior 2. Palms are facing each other. All right, from here, we're gonna take those elbows, bend them, straighten, bend, straighten, bend, straighten. So I've got that right knee going over that second toe. Check your alignment of your knee. Make sure it's not buckling in towards your big toe. The outer edge of my left foot has a lot of weight. And that right knee is hugging out towards my pinky toe. And my left thigh is rolling in towards my big toe. Last 2. 1, hold those elbows bent, move those arms wide. All right, from here, we're just gonna rotate the hands down and up, down and up. Good, just keeping those elbows up on like an imaginary table and up against an imaginary wall. Good, let's go for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold those hands up. We're gonna straighten the right leg, press the arms up, bend back in. Press, bend. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend those knees. Take that left hand down. The right arm's gonna do the work here. We're gonna take that right arm up over the ear as you bend back. It's gonna come all the way down. Then I'm gonna lean forward. Now my left arm's gonna do the work. It's gonna go forward, up and back. I'm gonna go to the left. My arm comes up over my head, down towards the floor. I go forward, arm reaches forward, back and down. So I'm just gonna go back and forth, making these big arm circles. They both are moving towards my knee in the initial movement, right? Each way that the arm goes, it's going forward first. So make sure you're trying to do a side bend and you're not rolling forward in your chest and ribs. Good, let's go for 4. Cinch that core in. 3, heavy tailbone. 2, 1. 1. You can take that left hand onto your hip, start to hop that left foot in. We're gonna come up and balance on that right leg. So my right arm's just hanging here for now. I'm gonna take that left leg, lift it up as high as I can get it without feeling like I'm dropping my chest too low. The toes are turned out to the left. Just balancing here. Now, if you feel like you've got this, we're gonna take this right arm, reach it forward and down. The thumb's gonna point up to the ceiling as it reaches and down. There's 8, 7, 6. Straighten that left leg, the one in the air. Last 3, 2, 1. Take your right hand to your hip. That left arm's gonna reach over your ear. You're gonna draw the knee and the elbow to tap. Send it back out, just 5. 4, take it slow. 3, 2, 1. Good job. Step that left foot all the way to the back of the mat. Straighten both legs, turn all 10 toes in towards each other. And then you're just gonna hinge from the hip, dropping these weights all the way down to the floor and folding over the legs. Good. Go ahead and turn those front toes to the front of the mat. Set your weights down, plank. Send it back. We're gonna do our side planks. So we're gonna place right hand to the center, open to the left, and then we're just gonna switch it. Come right back through, left hand, center, open to the right. Just going back and forth, pivoting on the toes. This is really gonna make you have to think about your shoulder placement before you transfer your weight. So make sure you've got those shoulder blades lifted on the back, that arm bone feeling pretty structured and supported by the shoulder blade. Good. Let's go 2 more. 2. Last round. 1 and 1. Back through to center, look forward, lower the knees, walk the hands wide this time for our push-ups. Elbows bend wide, press back up. Bend wide and up. Here we go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it low, just hovering, get your neck long, releasing your neck, just squeeze those shoulder blades in, and all the way to your belly. All right, for this next one, we're just gonna reach the hands back, and we're gonna go side to side. So I want you to feel like you're reaching your left hand towards your left leg as you side bend, then right hand, right leg, side bend. Now we're hovering the head and shoulders. You're kind of like a snake in the grass here, moving side to side. And if you want to, you can start to hover the legs. Let's go for 4, 3, get those arms up, 2, 1. 1, you're gonna rest your forehead down, take your palms to face the floor and bring them out like a T. They're gonna tap the floor and they're gonna pick up. You can rest your feet down on the ground, or if you wanna keep them lifted, you can. But I'm just tapping the floor with my hands and then lifting my arm bones up above my shoulders, and my head and my shoulders are relaxed, or my head and neck are relaxed. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, hold the arms up, bring the elbows into your ribs to tap, and then reach them back out wide like a T. Squeeze the elbows into the ribs, press them wide. In, out. Here's 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring those elbows under your, or hands under your elbows, tuck your toes, head and shoulders lift. Press back to your knees, through to child's pose, and down dog. All right, left leg up and back. Bend that knee, we're gonna make those knee circles again. So you're gonna bring the knee into your chest, wide side of the room, back behind you. In, out wide, back. Here's 3, 2, 1. We're gonna reverse it. Up, out wide, down the floor. Back, wide, in. Here's 3, 2, 1. Keep that knee hugging into your chest. Shift your weight forward into your plank. Step that foot between your hands, grab your weights. Come on up. All right, we're back in that crescent lunge. You got that left thigh pretty close to being parallel. That right leg's reaching back, but there's a little bend to it. Pelvis feels nice and upright. And from here, we're just gonna hold. So find a place you can maintain and it feels like the pelvis is nice and stable. This time, palms are gonna face up. We're gonna take it wide and in. Wide and the other. So can you keep those ribs tucked into your front pockets? Try to lift the chest. Relax your neck. I want you to feel that almost stretch to the chest. Try to find that full range of motion here. Let's go for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring those hands back forward. Here's where we're gonna take those palms back, straighten the right leg, and I want the palms to face the floor as you go back. Then they're gonna come forward and face the ceiling. So right leg straightens, palms face the ground, bend, they face up. Take them back, forward, back, and up. Again, can we kind of take the momentum out of the arms and actually feel like they are doing some of the work to lift and lower. The legs are doing the majority of the heavy lifting here. Cinch in the waist so you're not feeling this in your low back. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold yourself forward in this lunge position. Now from here, we're gonna take those pinkies out and the thumbs in, and those arms are gonna go wide and back down. So I'm lifting my pinkies to the ceiling on this one. Let's go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Come back upright. Here we go, warrior 2. So go ahead and pivot yourself out to the side. Left knee's going over that second toe. Right leg's rotated in. All right, we're gonna take those arms up. Palms are gonna face the ceiling, and we're gonna bicep curl and out. So this one, the pinkies are facing each other. And if you want to add more pec work, you can squeeze the heads of the weights together. Good. Couple more. Let's go 3, 2, 1. We're just going to turn the palms to face away from us, then bring them all the way back into tap. Turn the palms to face away as you go wide, squeeze them in tap. Good. We're going to press those elbows and those hands back. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. From here, bring those palms in so that the heads of the weights are together. Palms face your face. You're going to straighten your arms up to the ceiling, straighten the leg, pull it back down. Up and down. This time I want you keeping those forearms in front of your body, and you're squeezing the weights together. Let's go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. All right, we've got those side angles now. So we're here back in our warrior 2. I'm going to sweep this left arm forward and reach it over my ear and make that nice big circle. Then I'm going to hinge forward, sweep that right arm forward, back, and just keep that side bending action happening. And remember, the arms are going to always start going forward towards the knee. They're either circling back or forward. Let's go 5, 4. Check that left knee isn't going towards the big toe. It's going right over that second toe. Last 2. 1. 1. Right hand's gonna come on my hip. You're gonna hop this right foot in, and then we're gonna take that right foot off the ground and balance here. So I'm trying to turn most of my body to the right side. Right toes are pointing to the right, and you can get that right leg as straight as you can get it. All right, from here, that left arm's just gonna reach forward and down. Forward and down. Here's 8, 7, get that belly cinched in. 6, press through that right foot. Here's 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that left hand onto the hip, or just let it hang. Right arm's gonna reach over the ear. You're gonna pull the knee and the elbow together to meet in the middle, and then press back out away. Just 5, 4, 3, take your time. 2, 1. Good job. Step it all the way back. Straighten both legs, turn all 10 toes in. Let's fold all the way down. Place the weights down. And now from here, I'm just gonna keep my right hand on the ground. My left hand's gonna come onto my pelvis so I feel like it stays steady. And then I'm gonna turn my chest to the left. Good, back through center. Left hand comes down. Right hand's on my pelvis, trying to keep it level. And then I'm gonna turn my chest to the right. Back into center, fold over those legs. Good, turn yourself all the way around, step yourself back to plank. Just holding your plank here, looking forward, drawing that pubic bone towards your belly button, hands back towards your toes. Good, send your hips up and back like you're going to down dog. Bend your knees. Can you walk your hands a little closer together so you have some room on the outside of your hands for your feet? And we're going to hop our feet to the outside of our pinkies. So soft knees, bellies in, look forward, and then you're going to launch your weight forward so those feet come outside your hands. And then we're going to drop the butt. So turn your heels in, press your elbows into your knees, lift your chest, squeeze your knees into your arms. Arms pressing down into the knees. Take one more big breath here. Good, lower your hips onto the floor. You've got your ball, grab it real quick. We're just gonna do a couple little bridges here and then we're done. So ball's gonna go between the thighs. If you don't have a ball, you can just have your feet hip width distance apart or you can bring your knees all the way together. All right, we're gonna tuck the tail and roll all the way up into the bridge, squeezing the ball or hugging the knees together. And then we're just gonna take those arms all the way overhead and back down by your side. Over the head, down by your side. As the arms go up, squeeze the ball or squeeze the knees and release. Squeeze, release. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold those arms back, ribs down, squeeze the ball with the knees, or just squeeze your knees together, little squeezes. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold the squeeze, lift the heels, lower the heels. Lift, lower. There's 8, squeeze that ball, squeeze those knees. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower those heels. Just one last little halfway down with the butt. Lift and pull the pubic bone to your belly button. So it's a little tuck. Squeezing the ball the whole time. Here's 8, or squeezing those knees together. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slow roll all the way down. And exhaling, arms come down by your side. Set that ball off to the side. Just move your hips a little to the right and let your knees drop over to the left. Maybe look over that right shoulder, take a deep breath. And the other side. Move your hips over to the left a little bit. Drop your knees over to the right. Look over that left arm. Back into middle. Roll yourself on up. And you're done. Good job, guys.